Let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was saying, I don't really think it, during that time period or anything, I don't really think it had like kind of any, thankfully me and my wife were working quite together quite well as a team during that time period, because it was difficult for both of us, but it was a very testing time during my life. I remember, you know, just working all those hours and still, you know, getting up in the night and, you know, and helping out, and you know, it was exhausting. It was not easy.
Difficult times.
But it's really funny with children too as well, because like with my daughter, she's always, you know, she's right from the word go, you know, ever since she was born really, she's always slept really well. She would, you know, you know, have some, you know, she'd have a bottle or whatever when she was really young and go off to sleep, and sometimes at night she'd sleep right through for a good, you know, 9-10 hours. She'd sleep right through, and then, you know, obviously wake up in the morning and, you know, first thing in the morning, but it's quite good, you know. But it's funny how they, you know, how they all differ, we all differ, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad all those days are all over now, you know.
Yeah.
In a kind of way, you know. But they're nice, you know, do you know what I mean? They're, you know.
Wonderful.
Life's wonderful in a way, you know, because you can look back on it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, reminisce.
Like your childhood, do you know what I mean? You can look back at it, you know.
Yeah.
It's great. It's kind of good that it's over, but it's, sometimes I wish that I was a child again, you know. And,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Simpler times.
Yeah.
You know. I was reminiscing today, funny enough, I was reminiscing a bit on my childhood today actually as well. And it was really quite funny because I won't disclose what it was because it's actually something quite personal actually. That was going on in my household at the time, but I remember I was reminiscing today, and I remember being young and thinking, wow, like, I remember thinking about something that I never thought about before, if that makes sense, if you see what I mean. You know, I was reminiscing on something about my past and like certain things that happened when I was younger and what was going on and things, you know, and whilst I was doing that, something like clicked in my head, if you see what I mean, like, you know, made me think about something, if you see what I mean, you know, and I sat there for a few minutes thinking, wow, like, I never really thought about it from that perspective before, if you see what I mean, and I realised that because of what was happening at that time, it had a bit of an impact on me growing up, if you see what I mean. It impacted me, how it kind of shaped me a little bit in my early stages of me growing up, you know what I mean, and, you know, it was really interesting, you know, it was a bit kind of, you know, one of those kind of, what's the word, you know what I mean, one of those kind of like revelation, like a moment of like revelation, if you see what I mean, like self-revelation, like thinking, wow, like, you know, I never thought about that before, like, you know, and realising to yourself, wow, that, you know, that really did have an impact on my life, you know.
That's the thing. I think that's a good thing about life. You know, you've always got your memories, haven't you, really? You know, of your childhood or whatever, yeah. They always stay with you. They always stick with you forever, don't they, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you can dream about them when you're asleep, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But they're kind of yours and they belong to you. And as you get older, you get a bit more wise, you know, every year. You know, you're in your 30s now, aren't you, yeah? You know, one day you'll be 40 and you'll still have all this, your childhood to think about, do you know what I mean? It's always there.
Yeah, true.
If you're with me, yeah? Sure. And you're getting more intelligent every year.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
Me, yeah?
Yeah.
With your thoughts. And sometimes sort of now when I look back on my life a little bit, you know, I'm a bit more intelligent now to think about it, do you know what I mean? Because I'm a bit more older, a bit more wiser, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's very interesting life, you know, and, you know, sort of like I'm at my stage where I'm becoming an old man now, you know, I need a walking stick sort of in 20 years time, you know,
yeah.
Or soon, you know, but anyway, you know, so I'm getting old.
Hopefully not, mate.
Well, you know, the future to me.
Hopefully you won't need anything like that until you're at least 90. Because I was going to say, I've got my neighbours downstairs, that live downstairs, yeah. My neighbours, they're both in their 90s. And they walk around, they're fit as a fiddle. They walk around all day long. I see them going off to the post office every day, walking all about, around and about all day long together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd never guess they're both in their 90s, if you see what I mean, you know? Like, amazing. So there are some exceptions to the rule, you know. There are some people out there who are just very fortunate and they, you know, yeah.
So, you know, like, I think it depends, like, some old people I've met, you know.
Strong.
Then they're happy.
Yeah.
You know, I've met happy old people together, you know, like they're 90, honestly, yeah, They used to wave to me, wherever, you know, and they used to be a really happy couple. Lovely house as well, a little bungalow together, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but they've always been happy together, you know, and some people do find happiness together, you know. They might have been brought up, you know, with good parents, you know, and educated in a good way, you know, to both of them.
Come up in a good household.
Well, both of them were intelligent, whatever, and they both got on, you know. And
good examples.
They both worked together, and they both did the right thing together all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they didn't want to do the dirty thing.
Yeah.
They'll go that way.
Yeah.
You know, ruin it.
Yeah.
You know? They will go all the way together for the rest of their life. You know.
Yeah.
And they do. You know, some people are intelligent together. You know.
Mm.
And sometimes you might meet. You know, you might be intelligent. And then you might meet somebody else that's intelligent, you know. So, you know, some people are not intelligent out there, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? They're not intelligent in any way.
Yeah.
You know, they can't cook, they can't, you know, like I say, intelligence is a number of things.
No,
think,
yeah.
you know
A multitude of different, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I say, some people haven't got no, you know, they're almost like trees. You know, they got no mind in themselves, some people, do you know what I mean?
They need continuous guidance, reassurance.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or they need their cooking done for them, or so on, you know. They've got difficulties in learning, certain, you know, whatever. They're not being educated maybe properly.
Yeah.
You know, there's a number of reasons.
A number of reasons, yeah.
You know.
Also, there's some places in the world where men generally don't cook, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of the time the men are the breadwinners and we're going out to work, and the women stay at home, and the women are, and still today in certain societies, certain cultures, the women predominantly, in some cases, that's why some of these men can't cook and stuff, some of them even, because their whole life they've either had their mother cooking for them, or when they got married, their wife cooked for them, if you see what I mean. So they never, you know, step foot in the kitchen kind of thing, if you see what I mean. Never picked up a pan kind of thing, like never, you know. You might be able to make toast, you know, but
I think, you know, my nan always cooked the dinner, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, my granddad cooked all the apple pies and stuff.
Oh, okay, nice, yeah.
Whatever, you
Did
know.
the baking, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, like intelligence is another thing, isn't it? You know, and I think you know, even being intelligent with sleep, you know, that's an intelligence. You know, knowing how to get to sleep.
Yeah.
You know.
But also making sure you're getting as much as you can get as well. You know. Especially if you live in a very busy lifestyle. You know, you've got to have balance. You know, you still have to, in order to function, you know, well, you know, you still have to have a balance. You know.
Yeah, you can have too much.
Yeah, you can have too much. Wake up feeling groggy.
Yeah, you know,
like a zombie.
Yeah, you know, that's why I mean, like I said earlier on, I could get up in the morning tomorrow and then make a cup of tea and then go back to bed. You know, but I don't want to do that, do you know what I mean? Because, like I say, sleeping too much is bad for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're not getting any exercise, for instance, you know, you're not walking, you know, you're not doing that or getting up.
Too much time laying down.
You know? And that's what, you know, really, when you're awake, what can you do when you're awake apart from do things and learn? What else can you do?
Yeah.
Really? You know, I can't think of anything else you can do in life, really, apart from learn about it.
Yeah.
And get up and do things.
Yeah.
You know, what else do we do? I mean, you can dream with your time, can't you?
Yeah.
You know?
True.
And I mean, people do a number of different things with their time, don't they? Do you know what I mean? And people got different hobbies, as I say. You know, some people do jigsaw puzzles every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously, you know. Like I say, there's all types of people out here today. You know. And some people waste their time with other things, whatever, you know, and whether you call it a waste of time or not.
It's up to you.
It's up to you, you know.
Yeah, determines something. It just depends on what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't sleep on yourself, though.
What do you mean by that?
I think it's quite self-explanatory. The ones that know what I'm talking about, I think they'll get it. Don't sleep on yourself. Sleep's important, But don't sleep on yourself, if you get what I'm saying, you know. Don't sleep on your own potential. Don't sleep on, you know, who you're destined to be, you know, what you know you can achieve, you know. Don't sleep on yourself.
Who are you destined to be?
The best, the greatest version of myself.
I'm destined to be God.
You're going to offend some people with that one.
No.
That one, of course.
I'm only joking.
That one that upsets some people.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm only kidding. But yeah. But they know you're joking. But yeah, funny. But no, I'm just destined to be the greatest version of myself. That's all I'm ever trying to become all the time. You know, no one's perfect, you know, but the more you can improve in different aspects of your life, the better. You know, you become more mature, you're more wiser in your thinking, more wiser in your actions. You know,
and your choices.
Your choices. You know, so you know, life is the greatest teacher. Like we said in the last episode, I think, you know, life is the greatest teacher, and you know.
I've said in previous episodes, you know, like if you went into the city for the day, walking around shopping all day, whatever, you know, all the buses going around, or you go into the forest or something, you know, yeah, you're going to sleep better, right? Are you going to sleep better if you've been in the forest all day, you know, having a picnic, you know, with, you know, whatever, going for a walk, or are you going to sleep better because you've been in the city and the hustle bustle, you know, you know what I mean? You're going to sleep better because you've been, you know what I mean? You know, and that's a bit about choices in a kind of way, because we all got our choices of which way we want to go in a kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
And I just know that, like in, let's say if I, you know, like today I went for a walk, you know, and there's completely no people there and everything is peaceful. You know, and I know that I feel more peaceful today. And I know that I'm going to sleep really well tonight, you know what I mean? I didn't have no buses in my dreams today, you know what I mean, or anything, you know, I didn't have to go to work today, do you know what I mean, when think, you know, into any factory or anything, do you know what I mean? I just, you know, I just filled my day up with trees and birds and whatever, do you know what I mean? Yeah? So, you know, that's why I feel that a lot of people don't sleep well in a kind of way in this world.
Yeah.
You know, we are living, you know, I live in, you know, sort of in the main shopping centre, you know, sort of whatever.
Central in town,
You know, and it can get quite disturbing sometimes, you know, with the alarms and whatever, you know. And, you know, as I say, the modern world's getting quite noisy, if you ask me.
Definitely.
You know, and I think it's quite disturbing, really, you know, for, like I say, sleep is very, 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 very important. But why we live in a noisy world, you know, with alarms going off at night time, you know, and things like this, you know, we're living in a noisy world, you know. You know, I think, like, humans have got really noisy now, do you know what I mean? You know, especially with the invention of machinery and all this, you know.
Yeah.
And like I say, like, you think, like, 200 years ago, you know, like, go back in time again, like I keep saying, people used to go to sleep better.
Yeah.
They used to sleep better. You think about it. Because they didn't have all the, like a tractor going past. Do you know what I mean?
It was quiet.
It was peaceful.
Peaceful.
You know, more peaceful. You know, they might have had some sword fights. That must have been a bit noisy, and some cannons going on.
Yeah, at times.
You know, they had noisy moments. You know.
Yeah.
And maybe shouting at each other like, oh you know, like this.
War and battle.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think generally people used to be more peaceful. This is what I'm trying to say. You know, there wasn't any noise pollution. You know, today in this modern world, complete noise pollution.
Correct. Right.
You know, noise is, by the way, is something like a bird doesn't make a noise. You know, because it's beautiful. Only machines make noise. Do you know that? Noise means unnatural sound. Annoying.
Oh, okay.
Noisy, annoying.
Yeah.
See?
yeah, I get what
You
you're
know,
saying.
so
Yeah.
anything natural is not noisy.
Yeah.
If you sort of mean.
Not classified or deemed to be noise, so to speak.
Annoying.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
That's why I think that's where the noise comes from.
Probably annoying.
Yeah.
It annoys.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
You know, and I feel like we're living in. We all want, you know. You have to accept what we're living in a funny way, you know, and you know, and say okay, but we are living in a noisy world.
Yeah.
And I find it like it disturbs everyone's mental health, and people not behaving naturally anymore because of it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's nobody's fault. You know, even me, honestly, the other night, 2 nights ago, there was this alarm going off over the road at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
This was, last night this was. And it's just over the road, right, yeah. And it was going off for about an hour, and it was really annoying.
Wow.
And I had my windows shut as well.
It's a long time.
And I had my windows shut, right, and I'm glad that I didn't live. Once this dentist, you know, I live above a dentist, okay, it's below me. The alarm went off, and it was right on my bedroom. You know, it's really loud. I couldn't believe it. You know, I was going mad. I had to get out. You know what I mean? It was really loud.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking, hang on, you know, like, okay, you're trying to protect from burglars here, you know, but you know, sometimes when these alarms go off, nobody comes out.
Yeah.
Police are not there. Do you know what I mean? When I think, you know, thinking, hang on, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and then sometimes, you know, like the cars have got alarms on them now, you know, beep, beep, you know. Someone's gone shopping and their alarm's going off because their dog, they left their dog in the, you know, whatever, and it's, you know, set the alarm off. And it's going off for hours now, you know. You know, it does your head in.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
You know, and it sometimes, that's why I like to go for a walk, you know, away from it all. Do you know what I mean? It does my head in. You know, and I think most people feel the same. Don't you? You know, it's a headache in a kind of way, what we build in a funny way, you know. Like I say, man, we're very intelligent, but you know, at the same time we're quite stupid.
Well, they do say today actually that a lot of people are leaving the cities. A lot more people are leaving the cities than they used to. People are seeking out a more peaceful life, like trying to go out into the country and more rural, as they would say.
Yeah, but the problem, everybody wants to do that, Josh. You know.
That's a problem, yeah. And there's, I know.
You know, and I'm not joking. You know, these cities are full, right? And so is the human race itself. You know, it's. The cities are getting big.
Yeah.
You know, and let's put it this way, sort of like in another 100 years' time, all this has got to double.
Yeah.
Like this city, for instance, it needs to double in size. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when it gets a bit scary, I think. You know. You know, you think about the future. Yeah. Everybody wants to escape to the countryside. Yeah, but like you think about the future. Yeah. There's not going to be much countryside left. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be. You know, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand where the future is going in a funny way, you know. Like I say, like, if electric went, it would collapse the whole system.
Yeah.
Completely, I think. You know, we'd have to go back to, I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Go back in time a bit, you know, like how we used to live somehow, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think I could survive out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. You know, all you got to do is live near a river.
Yeah.
Yeah. River is fresh water for one, yeah. You know. And then you can survive on grass. You will not, you know. You know, like I say, I think man used to eat grass a long time ago, you know, but you know, we've evolved and we've got intelligent because of our hands, whatever, and we started eating everything, you know, whatever, I don't know, you know, but, you know, humans are in charge, but I think they're, you know, you think about all the plastic around and all, you know, all the junk, you know, like all those old tellies that everybody had, you know, they're all in the bin underneath, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We live, you know, it's just crazy, we're kind of like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, if this world was a whole city and no nature left, no birds, no butterflies?
Well, I think that's what kind of one good thing that they do in certain places. Like obviously, the New Forest and certain other places are protected.
They
you see
are.
what I mean?
They
Like,
are protected, but you know, like these things might not last forever.
No, exactly. Who knows what
They
happens?
might have to take the protection off to
in order to house
for
people.
the population, yeah.
Because the population grows. The more it grows, the more housing is going to be needed, and etc. So maybe, like you said, maybe within 100 years, 150, 200 years from now, it could be much less nature, if you see what I mean, and a lot more houses and stuff, you know? Even more houses in cities and towns and villages and, you know, etc. You know?
But I know that this country, yeah, a long time ago, you know, let's go back 1,000 years ago, there used to be wild pigs around here.
Yeah.
And lots and lots of deer, hundreds of thousands of them, I know. You know, but we've slowly hunted all of them, you know, in time, whatever, you know, and built roads here and whatever, you know, and we put them in cages, these animals, in a funny way, you know, and we're like looking after them and breeding them and whatever, you know, and controlling them, you know, even their life, you know, we put them to death, whatever, you know. We've changed, you know. So I don't think we were talking about compassion in one episode. We're not so compassionate anymore, either, you know. People don't really care anymore so much, you know, about running over a hedgehog, really.
Yeah.
In a funny way, you know. It's where, you know, humans have lost something, you know, and it's not nobody's fault. We're evolving like this, if you ask me, you know. Like into monsters, you know. I think like humans, you look at every animal on Earth, we are the most dangerous animal in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We've all got an imagination, you know, most of us anyway, and that's quite a powerful thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're all kind of like we were talking about one episode about gods.
Yeah.
We're like our own gods, in a way, to ourselves.
Of our reality, in a way.
You know, where monkeys, I don't think they got that ability to be gods, do you know what I mean? Or anything out there, you know, it's only humans, you know, and it's kind of like we're inventive as well, you know, where, you know, we look at the world we're living in, you know, we've come up with everything.
Oh, of course.
You can think about almost, apart from a time machine, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they've invented that one. But I think they've invented most things, you know, when you think about it, you know, with the material we've got on this earth. Which is quite weird when you think about it, like Earth itself, you know, like mud, sand and everything and whatever. But we've come up, you know, out of the ground, you know, we've made glass, we made, you know, so many different things out of the earth, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, you made a car out of the earth in a kind of way, you know. It's all come from the earth, every bit of it. In a funny way, you know, every metal, every bit of plastic out there, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, on a car.
Definitely. The elements.
That's right.
Yeah. Very interesting, isn't it? Very intriguing. You know. But yeah, going back to sleep and consciousness.
Yeah.
I think we should touch a little bit on consciousness. I believe that everything is consciousness.
So do I.
You know. Everything that is alive and is part of consciousness, you know.
So do I, you know. Like say, like everything living, you know, mouse or everything, right? That as a baby becomes a mother and father, you know, and they are a mother, you know, like very motherly, you know, like cows, for instance, they're beautiful mothers to their young.
Yeah.
You know, they really look after them just like a mother does in a funny way, you know.
Yes.
Apparently they're the best mothers in the world, cows, but, you know, I don't know. You know, but you think about everything, alright, you know. Got the ability to mother or father their young.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That's an intelligence.
It is, for sure.
Me, you know, a consciousness, if you ask me, you know, of some kind.
Yeah.
That little creature, no matter how tiny it is, it's kind of like, wants to protect itself for one. It don't want to die, does it? You know, and I mean, some spiders, they play dead.
Yeah.
As you know, they curl up in a little ball, you know, and they, you know, because they've seen you, whatever, you know, they know that you're a huge human and they play dead. That's the only way of getting out of, like,
survival.
Where is there any hope?
The defense mechanism.
But it works, you know. It's very clever when you think about it all.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But you know, even a little mummy spider rolls up in a little ball.
Yeah.
Right, and plays dead.
Yeah.
You know, a tiny little spider like this.
Yeah.
Plays dead.
Yeah.
So, and that little spider will lay eggs, and it will protect those eggs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it must have conscience. It must have a ability to think, these are mine, my eggs, just like we do with our children. These are mine, and we've got to do the godly thing, you know, sort of like follow the godly duty of looking after our young, you know. And I think they've got the same intelligence somehow, in a funny way. You know, they don't know how to cook.
No.
They ain't got that intelligence. They don't know how to drive a car.
But
right?
no, that's not important for them because they're obviously not human. You know, it's not. It's, you know.
But I do believe that, really, you know, that every living thing has got, you know, like I was watching this magpie, you know, it's cleaning itself, whatever, and it's really looking after its feathers, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's really important to them, their feathers, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
You know, and they do spend quite a few hours doing this every day of their lives.
Self-care.
Yeah, every bird out there, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
they spend quite a few hours.
Bit of grooming, bit of personal,
All the time,
bit of personal grooming every day.
Well, what else have they got to do, you know, apart from when they're hungry, they eat. When they sleep, you know. And then when they're awake, you know, they're looking after themselves, you know, in a big way.
Yeah.
And I don't think people look after themselves enough, actually, today. You know what I mean? That's another thing, you know. I don't think they've got time to look after themselves, some people, you know, because they've got to go to work, you know, and it's, their time's squashed.
Yeah.
If you sort of mean.
Yeah. Time is limited. Time is of the essence.
Yeah. But what is consciousness? You know, it is being awake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it being awake? You know, or being aware of yourself.
Yeah.
That you're alive.
Definitely.
Yeah. And being aware that you're intelligent as well.
That's it.
You know.
Yeah.
It's something to be aware of, isn't it? Your own intelligence, really. You know. And what are you intelligent at? You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
You know, I know that I'm quite intelligent at walking, you know, or climbing. Good at that, you know, and I'm intelligent at cooking. I'm quite good with art, you know, but, you know, what is intelligence, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and I think, like I said, it's a number of things, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
People have all got their own definition, haven't they? When it comes to intelligence, you know, what they define as intelligence, you know.
Well, it's knowing that you're alive, that's intelligent, isn't it?
Yeah.
In itself, you know.
Critical thinking, knowing that you're capable of critical thinking is intelligence, you know. That you can, through observation and, you know, exposure to information, you're able to make decisions and choices and etc. You know, so yeah, that is, to me, that's intelligence. You know, like you said, knowing you're alive, that consciousness, you know, you're alive, and knowing that you're capable of critical thinking and using your brain and your mind and your imagination and your willpower and thought power and action to create the life that you want and your desired reality, if you see what I mean, you know, what you want in your life, you know, what you want your life to be about, you know, the type of life you want to lead and live, you know.